So, last year, about this time, I had been in New York for about a year and traveling a lot and had just left a job in New York City and was coming back to Milwaukee, and I just really felt unhealthy, out of shape, not doing good. I had been doing a lot of yoga while I was traveling, but just really felt unhealthy. So when in my travels, I watched a documentary called Food Matters, and it really spoke to me. I watched a couple others as well. Another one was Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and from an Australian guy that came here to juice for 60 days. Another one, here it is, and Joe was from Australia, who traveled across the United States and really had an amazing transformation. Also ended up working with a truck driver in that film, and he was 400 plus pounds and got him juicing. So I decided that I was really feeling unhealthy, so I decided I would try juicing for 3 days. So what I did then was I started drinking lemon water when I got up, which is really interesting. My mom always did that when I was a kid, so taking up that habit was something interesting. So when I started juicing, people were like, "Oh my gosh, what did you eat?" So this is actually what I juiced every morning: cucumber, spinach, beets, parsley, and carrots. Made about 3 cups of juice, and that's what I started my day with. So that's what it looked like. I posted a few pictures on Facebook, and people were like, "Ooh, what is that?" It doesn't look so pretty. Well, kind of pretty on the top because of the foam and whatnot, but it was actually good, really quite good. And after a few days, you get used to it. So I juiced in the morning. And then at lunch, I did eat lunch, so it was usually some sort of a quinoa salad. So quinoa is a seed. It's not actually a grain, it's a seed, and it's delicious, and that's what I would make. There's my week of quinoa salads. And then in the afternoon, I would have a apple, carrot, ginger juice to kind of pick me up in the afternoon, which was delicious. I craved it every afternoon. And then in the evening, I would do another 3 cups of vegetable juice. And so, like I said, I started out with 3 days. I'm like, I can do this. I read this little booklet that came with my Food Matters movie, and I was like, oh yeah, I can totally do 3 days. So I did my 3 days, and I'm like, okay, now what? Now what do I do? And then I reread the little booklet, and they're like, oh, 7 or 10 days is better. And I'm like, ooh, crap, 10 days of juicing? I don't know. So I said, okay, well, I don't know if I can do 7 days or even 10 days yet, but I'll do another 3 days. So I did another 3 days, and another 3 days, and another 3 days. And actually, by the time I finished, I had juiced 50 days straight. So, a little bit crazy. Definitely did not go into it planning to juice that long. But it really did transform my life. And in all of this time, I really not only was juicing, I was continuing to watch a variety of documentaries, which I've got Netflix. I've subscribed to all the documentary sites. So there's a whole bunch of sites where you can watch free documentaries like documentary.net, documentary.store, or Documentary Storm. Tons of them. I came across Films for Action, which has about 200 or 300 documentaries on there that you can watch for free. So while I was doing this, one of the things that kept me motivated was Pinterest. And that's probably one of my favorite sayings that I found. So it's a lot of stuff that I had heard and I knew, but really seeing it every day and being able to pin those things on a daily basis was good. These are some of the supplements that I took during those 50 days as well to really cleanse my body. And I started, I was reading and really digging in and learning a lot. So these are just some of the educational stuff that I started digging into. Sorry it's sideways, it's the only way I can fit everything on there. But Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, Fresh, May I Be Frank, Killer at Large, Hungry for Change, Forks Over Knives, Food Inc., Food Fight, Super Size Me, all these books. I also used a site called Fitbit to help keep track of what I was eating. And honestly, during the juicing phase, I didn't really need that because wasn't really counting calories or anything, but it was accountability. And when I would walk and when I would go to yoga, I'd enter it in, and I also had friends that were keeping me on task as well. So when it came out, after 50 days, I felt amazing, and I had lost 22 pounds. And today, still, I continue to juice on an ongoing basis. Not all the time, but a lot more, and I really dug into the whole food movement community here in Milwaukee. I just got back last weekend from the Organic Farming Conference in La Crosse. I went out to Costa Mesa for the David Wolf's conference last year. I'm going to the Michael Fields Institute this weekend. I'm taking the Food Leader program through Victory Gardens, and one of the things that I do keep in front of me almost every day is just because you don't see results after a day or even a week, don't give up. You may not see changes, but every smart choice you make is affecting you in ways you'd never imagine. So I'm trying to keep focused and always looking to